How awful.
This is weird with you. It's less weird when it's just me and this person. Who are you?
I'm Tanya Lee.
I'm B. Who the hell is that?
I'm Nate.
That's Nate. That's my brother.
This is weird.
It is weird. Hi.
We're sitting at our, 7-foot-long table, just waving at each other.
Yeah.
Super socially distant.
Yeah.
Very, but don't need to be because we are all vaccinated.
Oh,
We are vaccinated.
Yes. We got the vaccine. We notice.
You notice.
We notice. It's fine. Happy 420, guys. We are not celebrating it. Wink, nudge, nudge.
It has not happened.
It's not happened. Nope.
There are no weeds.
There are no pots in this house. This is a pots free. Where are you going?
I wanted to make a drink.
Oh, okay. You changed your mind.
We'll allow it.
Are you going to open the scotchy scotch?
What if I mixed the whiskey with the ginger beer? Would that be bad?
We do this very often.
Very
It's
often.
Great.
Quite
When we
delicious,
do that.
actually. Do you have any bitters?
She doesn't.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks for your advice, guys.
You're very welcome.
I'll be there in a moment.
Okay.
We miss you already.
Talk amongst ourselves. How did we meet?
I was there when you were born.
Wow. And I was dead. And then kept in a box.
Remember
Did
that
you
part.
visit me at the box? Or did Mom make you wait till we were home?
Oh, I was definitely at the box. Yeah. You know what's weird is that I remember the outfit that they got me to wear to come and meet you.
Was it the little red?
No.
No.
It was very white, very Hawaiian, very shorts.
Was it? Was it the cohort that matched?
They definitely matched.
Yes, I
It was
remember this picture, I think.
Completely. The only thing that would have made it cooler could have been if it was a one piece, but it was not.
With the fake waistband?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
like the cinched elastic.
Yes, perfect. She did it.
Cheers.
Is it good?
Oh yeah.
Cheers. I didn't even try it yet. I did cheers
Okay,
first.
try
I
it.
enjoy it.
That's the Scottish whiskey that you've been saving forever.
Oh, you shouldn't have put that whiskey in there.
Oh.
Well, it's
That's-
freaking delicious.
Of that, I have no doubt.
Wowie wee wah. Thank you, Megan and Tom.
For your whiskey that has
For
been
the whiskey
sitting there
that
for
has-
like 3 years. 4 years? 5 years.
It's
It's
Continue to
just
sit
been
there.
further aging.
That's fine. It doesn't get bad, I don't think, right? And any who's it, what's it? You've been here about, a week now?
No.
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Yeah.
Tomorrow week.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I know. It's gone by very fast. We have done a lot of the things,
Many things.
many of the things. And now we're doing this thing.
Yeah.
Crazy. We plan to go on a haunted hike, as we have been saying for many a week.
It was haunted.
It
There
was?
lots of moaning and wailing.
Oh, okay. I did not complain as much as he is making it out to. I held off until I literally felt like I was dying to start complaining. We were supposed to go to apparently the most haunted place in California, Turnbull Canyon, but they made it sound like parking was impossible and it was going to be a hike just to get to the hike.
You have to be a local.
You have to be a local,
to
yeah.
have the sticker on your card to be able to park there.
Yep, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
So we went to Murphy's Ranch, which Tanya did some research on.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about Murphy's Ranch.
Guys, I have it on paper this time, so you might hear
It's real paper.
some paper creaks. Okay, so
Where did we go?
Murphy's Ranch.
Oh, okay.
So it was acquired in 1933 by Jesse M. Murphy, hence its name.
Of Murphy's Ranch.
Is it?
Or is it Jesse's Ranch?
Nope, Murphy's.
I got it. I won't mix it up.
However, Jesse Murphy was never discovered as an actual person. It's like a pseudonym of some kind.
Hitler.
It was home to Nazi sympathizers.
These Germans.
Yes. Well, actually, it was Americans that sided with the Nazis.
Trump supporters.
The
Wow.
like 1933
Going there.
version
Yeah.
of Trump supporters,
Yes.
if you will. And they were led by a mysterious German named Herr Schmidt.
Herr Schmidt?
Herr Schmidt.
Okay.
Convinced that the Germans would invade the U.S. in the Third Reich,
We don't like any Reichs.
and they would take control of the country, Schmidt convinced a wealthy LA couple.
You're saying Schmidt, and I'm
Schmidt.
just picturing
Like-
Schmidt from New Girl.
That's great. I'm really glad that we've casted this person. The next people I'm going to cast.
It's a Jew! We can't cast him. Max Greenfeld.
Damn it.
Yeah.
So Schmidt convinced a wealthy LA couple, Norman and Winona Stevens, to bankroll the construction of a self-sufficient stronghold in which the group known as the Silver Shirts would sit out the war and prepare for the arrival of the German army.
Not the best color for sure.
No.
Yeah. So Norman was an engineer who had made a fortune in the Colorado silver mining
Colorado
industry.
is a hard word, I understand.
I had a creek
Got it.
right in the middle of it.
Paper problems.
Yeah, paper problems. So I'm saying that's why I don't do it on paper ever. Winona was a Chicago heiress, and she was a devotee of the occult.
Our people.
Our people.
Our people.
She's our people.
Well, not really.
Chicago witch?
Oh.
No? Oh,
She
damn.
was-
I should have waited till
she
the end
gave
of the
money.
story.
Yeah, maybe.
She gave money to fund the Nazi sympathizer home, so
That's- We don't like her.
she's not that cool.
She doesn't even go here.
Not. I retract my previous statement.
We do not like Winona.
Not
Schmidt-
our people.
Schmidt had actually convinced Winona that he had some kind of mystical powers, so she was like super enthralled with him.
It sounds like something Schmidt would do.
She believed in stuff like that and was like, oh my gosh, he's mystical. I must give him all my money
Shake your ass.
to build a 4-story compound. As you can see, never got built,
Yeah.
but there was
They had,
the
like,
bones of it.
A 1.5-er?
There was a building.
Yeah, and inside the 4-story mansion would have numerous bedrooms, libraries, dining rooms, an underground gym, an indoor pool, and a communal area built around a grand central hall.
Okay,
So it
there
would have
were
been
a lot of
enormous.
houses that probably had all that, but not where we went.
No. So in 1941, immediately following Pearl Harbor and the attacks there,
Sweet.
the ranch was raided by federal agents and dozens of its 50 or so inhabitants were arrested. The mansion was never built, and by 1948, the Stevenses were living above a steel garage, a really broken one like the one we saw.
Oh, God. This fucking garage.
They were
It was
nearing...
an antique garage, if you will.
I'm just leaving it up to mystery.
Tanya's fascination with this garage.
Where was I? They were in the garage. Oh yeah, they were nearing bankruptcy and desperately trying to get rid of this property that they were paying to build. That they no longer wanted. In 1951, the complex was purchased by a UCLA professor named John Vincent, who opened its doors as a retreat for artists, writers, poets, and musicians.
Okay, opposite of Nazis. Got it.
Yep. And then in 1965, that was closed, and it was it was passed around to subsequent.
Ooh.
What am I saying?
No, fun words.
It was passed around to various users until 1978. It was ravaged by wildfires.
What?
Wildflowers.
Those are
What?
some mean
I
wildflowers.
know.
Sorry, I'm struggling.
Ravaging
I can't
wildflowers.
see my paper.
That's a great band name.
So it was ravaged by wildfires and finally abandoned. And obviously, in the decades since, it's become like a playground for taggers, local potheads, hikers, ghost hunters, amateur historians, and, well, Nazis.
Oh, they still go there, the Nazis?
Of course they do. Why wouldn't they? In a fun little twist,
What?
the Boy Scouts of America had previously been gifted a camp just above Murphy's Ranch that we walked through called Camp Josepho.
Do they make the children go down the millions
Maybe.
of devil stairs?
Well, today the camp is named Camp Josepho after the land's previous property owner, Anatol Josepho, who was a Russian-American Jewish immigrant who is credited with inventing the first automated photo booth in 1925.
It's a lot of things.
Just a lot of things. Cool.
Crazy.
That's a cool.
I find that so ironic that a Jewish man bought the piece of land looking over the ruins
of
of
a Nazi
a potential Nazi compound.
Yeah.
taking back the land.
We saw none of those things.
We saw none of those things. No, we saw some
We saw the
some
gardens.
buildings. We did.
We saw the place. We saw none of the
Yeah.
ghost hunters, the
No.
Nazis,
No.
the amateur historians.
No.
We saw some joggers
Yep.
and some bikers.
So many stairs, like 534 stairs.
I saw my death.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really creepy.
There are stairs that go straight down, and you don't see where they end.
Yep. That was the scariest part.
Yeah.
Of the haunted Nazi.
Yes, the stairs.
The stairs.
Yeah.
And
The land itself was like eerie. It was like very uncomfortable to be like looking at, and I'm not saying because I felt like it was haunted, but because I felt like the history of it was just like
knowing why it's there is messed up.
It was weird being somewhere where Nazis are.
Yeah.
Or were.
Right. There's a lot of messages. A lot of people would like you to know that they love boobies.
Yes. Boobies are great.
Boobies are great, and that they hail saltine.
Saltine.
It's very important. Very important.
yes, and they said your mom is cute.
Yeah, my mom is cute. It's the sweetest thing. She is cute.
The sweetest yo mama thing
ever. Yo mama cute.
Yo mama cute.
She is. And then we took Nate on a condensed, shorter version of the How Awful tour, and we returned to the Los Feliz murder house, where I think the general consensus is, ew, yucky.
It's murdery.
It's murdery, yeah. We got out of the car. I braved it, even though I still felt all the same things. Like my legs were jello, very nauseous, very pulled towards the house, but very much wanted to run away from the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did it make you feel?
I wanted to go in.
Yeah, but really
did
didn't.
not want to.
Yes.
At all.
I think we both agreed that it was, it's not so much a single entity, more that the house itself is not right, or the land the house is on is not right.
Yeah, it's definitely, yeah.
There's something.
Yeah. I didn't feel anybody.
No.
It was just there.
Yeah. And I still felt the same thing where it felt like the house was screaming to me, which doesn't make any sense. Houses
No
can't
screaming.
scream.
The best I can explain it is like a come here finger.
Yeah.
Yikes. No,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, very similar. I think the only other place that felt pretty damn icky was the Sharon Tate location.
Mm-hmm.
Just had a very sad, very ominous, you don't want to be here feeling. And we did go to the La Bianca house again. It doesn't feel like anything other than absolutely insane that something like that happened there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, we got pretty close to it. It didn't give me any creepy vibes or like anything stuck around there, which is probably why Zach Bagels is selling it. Because he was like, this is boring. I can't exploit anything here. So I'm surprised he didn't like paint Pig or Helter Skelter on the walls and like something only shouldn't have seen on like black light.
Wouldn't be surprised.
No, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But no, the house is beautiful and for sale. If anybody's got some money lying around.
Yeah. And they want to live in that
Doesn't
house.
mind a little history.
Yeah, a little, yeah.
And maybe some friends to tell you all about their history.
It's been a very long time. The realtor does not have to disclose that that's the La Bianca house anymore.
No.
So she could end up selling it, or he could end up selling it to somebody completely unaware.
Oh, God.
Until the neighbors tell them, you know where you're living, right?
There's this website, and I can't remember what it's called. Something like...
Who died here or something like that?
Yeah, it's like an
Yeah.
app or a website, like who died in my apartment or who died in my house. And you can pay a small fee and find out if anybody died at your address.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah. And I was like, imagine if those people are unaware that it's the La Bianca house. And they're like, anybody die at my house? I'm just wondering.
Oh, you just horribly.
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
If we did that, it would be like, yes, everybody, because our apartment building used to be a hospital. Lots of death.
Pretty sure it used to also be a psych ward.
Fun!
Does the filming of a comedy kind of balance out some of that?
I mean, it messed with that filming a whole lot. Anyway, the brother is on for a reason. Apparently, there are many corrections to be made. To the telling of his home, the quick backstory, we talked about it on my mom's episode. My brother lived in the house that my mom grew up in with her parents. Her father died in that house. And yeah, you moved in.
I mean, it was right before Kristen and I were married, so it was 2006.
Okay.
when we moved in.
Okay.
Nobody lived there in the amount of time between him dying and us moving in. So
That's true.
we started renovating the place and then we moved in, essentially.
So, was it like that, like, as soon as you moved in? Did it take some time?
I mean, like Mom said, I mean, there's essentially always been something there. So, I mean, it was always weird. It's weird to move into the house your grandparents died in,
Yeah. Do you remember, like, anything happening there when you were a kid? Just to backtrack.
No. I mean, I always remember kind of being creeped out about the basement, but that was just like, who isn't creeped out about a creepy basement?
Yeah.
It was just a dingy, cellar of a basement, like there wasn't really no reason to ever go down there. I really don't remember anything as a kid.
Yeah, Mom's thing was the
As a kid,
the
it was
window up.
Donna's house.
Donna. The farmhouse was messed up.
That was like every time you were there, something weird happened.
Yeah.
This is the house that you talked about, like, on the first episode.
Yeah, Donna's
Yeah.
farmhouse. And we were there all the time as kids, especially in the summer, because she threw a lot of barbecues and like fireworks and stuff. And
yeah, that's the best, like, traditional haunted house story that we have, I think. Like, I mean, Lamont, like, it's been generations of stuff happening there, but nothing like super tangible, but Donna's house, like, everybody.
Oh, and she issued a correction, and the correction was they didn't move the bodies.
Right? Enough said.
Yeah. Okay. Great correction. Okay.
That's great.
So you move into Lamont with your wife and child. Well, your girlfriend and child at the time.
Yeah. Fiance and child.
Yeah. And then?
I don't even remember how stuff started, really. There was a whole lot of... I guess the weirdest thing that started was the weather vane on the house.
Yeah, that had been rusted our whole life.
So, yeah, literally my entire life, this weather vane was there, rusted in place, never moving, always... like it was on display. So you could see it. It wasn't a working weather vane. And then, like, I mean, it was probably weeks after we moved in that this thing, like, we came home from, I don't know if it was work or whatever at the time, pulled in the driveway. The garage was always packed full of stuff, so we were never able to park in the garage. We parked right in front, and the weather vane was moved, and it was a chicken. All right, and the chicken and the arrow that the chicken sat on, rooster, I guess, it was pointed, like, at our car, like, so down the driveway instead of perpendicular to the driveway, as it was rusted for 30 years. Right.
Yeah.
And we, after like a bunch, like sometimes we would come home and it would be normal. And those were the nights that, like, nothing happened.
Oh, interesting.
And it got to be such, like, a marker that, like, we would come home and the thing would be moved weird, and it'd be like, okay,
here we go.
Some weird shit's gonna happen, and it almost always would. It got to the where, like, I started to think, and I still kind of do think, that was, like, our grandpa, kind of like a warning.
Shit's about to get real.
Like shit's popping off, just let you know before you go inside. And it got to where, like, I used to go in the garage and, like, talk to him before I would go in the house when the weather vane was messed up. Be like, what's going on? And I literally never got any sort of response or, voice or anything like that. But, like, that feeling, like the same feeling of being in his presence, like, was always there. And then you'd go in the house and something weird would happen. Yeah. Nothing, never anything good.
Right. Do you know, like, what the big events were? Do you remember what those were?
I mean, the weirdest thing witnessed by the most amount of people is I was bouncing at a nightclub at the time, and I worked there with both of Kristen's brothers and our friend Jason, our friend Tony. And so I think it was me and Danny, Kristen's younger brother, Tony, and our friend Jason. They were dropping me off. It's probably close to 4 a.m, between 3 and 4 a.m. So there's street lights and, it's a normal suburban Chicago neighborhood, safe. And we pulled on our street and the lights are lighting up the street and you can see everybody's house, but you can't see our house. It was like there was a gap between our neighbors' houses, and these are, we knew these people for our whole lives,
Tanya hates this.
But it was bad. So you pulled into my driveway and it touches the house. The asphalt touches the house. It's not a big space. You couldn't see the house. And my house was light blue, it didn't hide in the dark, but the house was totally engulfed in darkness. You couldn't see it. And everybody in the car was like, what the fuck is happening?
I would have hard noped right out of there.
And
nope.
Danny is very sensitive to things like we are, and Tony is too, and Jason is too, and Jason's totally like the nobody messes with the things I care about kind of guy.
Yeah.
So we're all going in the house.
That's good. I would have been you're all sleeping over here.
In bed with me.
Everybody on top of me. Big shield.
So, I think,
Seriously.
I can't remember who it was. I think Danny stayed outside. The rest of us went inside. We literally, cleared the house room by room, like a police.
Clear.
Right. It was always, coming out of our kids' room every time.
Specifically, this was the room our grandpa slept in.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And our mom slept in as a child.
When she had her most vivid experiences.
Yeah.
It was all in that room.
Yeah.
I think that the source of everything in that house was definitely that room, specifically the closet of that room.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually we were able to make stuff stop. And it all started with that night. Because that night was so scary. And after, I think Mom talked about it too. She's had nights where she pulled up in the houses like that. You know,
I mean, when we pulled up to get Kristen, the house was like that.
Yeah.
But we were sitting in the car. It felt like that the darkness could move. It was shifting around the house.
See, that's what would happen in the basement.
Okay.
I think my friend Eric was there for one of them. Where we were kind of teasing because we had my big pit bull at the time. And dog wasn't scared of anything.
Mm-mm.
Always lived in houses with stairs, apartments with stairs. Never had a problem with stairs. We move into that house. You couldn't have dragged that dog into that basement down those stairs. No. If the house was on fire.
Yeah.
He was scared to death of the basement. Would just stand at the top, brakes on, full brakes on, and he wouldn't growl, he wouldn't whimper, he would just stare. And so we were I was showing Eric, who had known Lex since he was a little baby dog.
Yeah.
I was look at this. I'm have you ever seen him like this? He's the biggest protector dog ever, and he just would not fuck with those stairs. And we're standing at the top of the stairs go ahead, go down. We're throwing his bone down to the bottom of the stairs. And so we throw the bone down to the bottom of the stairs. So the only light you can turn on from the stairs is
the one over the stairs.
Is down at the bottom of the stairs. There's a light bulb on a chain.
Yeah.
Just a light bulb on a wire.
All
right. Yeah. Totally storybook horror movie shit. All right. But there's a switch. So I flip the switch is on. The light's on because we're trying to get the dog to go down there. And so all you can really see is the bottom of the stairs. The rest of the basement is pretty dark. And once you go down there, there's lights on with rope string. So you have to walk into the dark to turn on more lights.
Yeah. I'm doing literal horror.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a stone wall basement. It's the creepiest place you can imagine.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So we're standing at the top of the stairs and the light's on and It goes maybe like 3 feet to either side of the stairs. And we're like teasing the dog, and we throw the bone down there, and when the bone gets to the bottom of the stairs, the actual like darkness squeezed in. So like the amount of residual light that was going into that darkness shrunk. And it was literally just the staircase. You could see the staircase down to the wall shrunk.
Oh,
and we're standing there, and like I looked at Eric, and he looks at me, and I'm like, "You saw that, right?" "Yep, I saw that." And we're just standing there staring, and just silent. The dog's quiet. We're quiet. We're just staring at it. And then the whole thing went dark. You could see the light bulb on. Like, it went from a light bulb that you would have in that lamp over there to a Christmas light. Like, that amount of brightness. One little Christmas tree light.
Tanya is looking on in
And
horror.
then it started.
I'm aghast.
Then it starts coming up the stairs.
Yeah.
Real slow.
Hell no.
Like a black cloud.
Yeah.
And we were like, bye.
Yeah.
Shut the fucking door. Went, sat down. Went outside, smoked cigarettes probably. Oh, it was,
See, not that
different
is-
than the thing that was, or than the experience in the closet.
Yeah.
I would have just never reopened. That's the last time I opened that basement door. Lex, say goodbye to your bone.
At one point, we used to have, like, I used to have Jeremy, Kristen's older brother, and Danny, the younger brother, and Jason, pretty much the same crew of people that were there that night. We used to go, we had like a weight bench down there and whatever, and we would go down there and work out.
Yeah.
And I had set up like one side of the basement to be like habitable. You know, like we had a couch down there.
Yeah.
And
Hangout space.
just a place for like, if you weren't on the bench, you had a place to sit, whatever. And there was a place for the weights and all that stuff. And every time you're down there, somebody is staring off into the other side of the basement that wasn't lit, that where like the tools and stuff were, and like the furnace.
If you're coming down the stairs, you're talking about the left side?
So, if you came down the stairs, I had set up to the left.
Okay.
Where there were like shelves on the wall that still had Mama's canned stuff in it for like, and I mean that alone, it was so creepy. You know, it just
like canned.
There was vegetables and stuff like that,
yeah.
but it totally had that feeling of like you're gonna be like vegetables, baby in a jar, vegetables. You know,
Intestines. Yeah. I wouldn't put it past Jane.
Severed head.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. It was the creepiest basement ever, except for Donna's basement.
Yeah, Donna's.
Which was a legit dungeon.
Yeah.
Like all it needed was shackles coming out of the walls.
The
And it was a
the
legit dungeon.
farmhouse.
Yeah, well, when I was a kid, I don't know if you remember when me and Rachel would play, we would open the basement door and the closet door. Pause for whiskey pouring.
Or don't pause.
Yeah. But I don't know if you remember that we would open the closet door that was there off the family room and then the basement door.
Yeah.
To close off the hallway so me and Rachel could play Barbies and make noise and whatever.
Every holiday we would do that.
Yeah.
After we would open our toys, we'd take them all in the hallway, shut that off so the adults could have their
We
adult time.
me and Rachel would always argue over who got what side of the hallway because neither one of us wanted to sit in front of the open basement.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I did, it would start coming up the stairs.
Yep.
And that would be the end of that. So anytime we decided we were done playing in the hall, that's because we were done with the little shadow thing trying to come up. It never came up the stairs all the way, though.
Mm-mm.
It just was menacing. And I don't know how to describe even as a child, I mean, it was messed up.
Yeah.
And definitely not somebody or something I wanted to play with. But I can't describe what it was.
So, never got names or anything like that, or voices or anything close to that. Like I said, the closet was the source or the door or whatever you want to call it. There were two things in the basement, and whatever they were what came through.
Yeah.
And then at least Papa was there in some capacity.
Right. Did you smell peppermint with him? Because Donna smells peppermint every once in a
In
while.
the garage.
Yeah. Like this man sucks on peppermints so much he was buried with peppermints in his suit pocket. Because that was his thing.
Like the only time I ever felt or anything, either one of them in the house, was the night that you guys talked about on Mom's episode with the Ouija board.
Okay.
Where they both were there and essentially yelling at me.
For using a Ouija board?
I don't know if that's what
in
they
their
were
house?
I asked the question if they were happy with me or not, and they said no.
Oh.
that
that's
stuck
fair.
with me, obviously.
Yes, that's fair. I mean, we talked to Kristen about it while she was here, but the Alex having dreams, did that just feel like it was just your kid having dreams, or do you feel like that was house related?
I mean, I kind of lean towards it had something to do with that house. Like, I mean, there's arguments to be made for a lot of different things there, but it was very odd to me that he was in that room. Mm-hmm. He had the dream. Mom had the dream, who also used to stay in that room. Mm-hmm. Nobody else had that dream. So
it's
only
just
that weird
to the
connection.
Room. Yeah.
And then to have it so shortly, like after have Alex do like his only display of public sleepwalking ever. Like we know he did it.
Yeah.
But we'd never seen it.
Yeah.
Until that. And he went right past us, right into the kitchen, right into where the knives are.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Or scissors. It was scissors.
Yeah.
Which is one drawer out of 30 drawers in the entire kitchen, and that was right where it went.
And then you guys woke him up, right? I think at that point.
You're not supposed to wake up somebody that's sleepwalking.
We didn't wake him up. We just watched him.
Yeah.
He woke up himself while he was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
He came like walking out like, what's happening?
I caught him sleepwalking once, and I told Kristen about it, but that was after you guys got his ears pierced, and he got it in his, like a record was in his head that he had to clean his ears.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I was in my room, I kept hearing him get up, go to the bathroom, go back. 10 minutes later, get up, go to the bathroom, come back. And when I caught him in the hall, it was like, couldn't look me in the face, completely glazed over. I asked him what he was doing. I have to clean my ears. No, you don't. Go to bed. I have to clean my ears. I was like, no, you don't. Go to bed. Your Brainerd house, right? No, not your Brainerd house. Your one that was over by Highlands?
Wolf Road.
Yeah. Wolf Road.
Is that the one we filmed in?
Yes, we filmed your short, and that one was haunted as well, right?
Maybe more mildly.
Definitely more mildly.
Baby.
I think it was like, like what I believe most situations are. It's just like an echo. It's residual energy. Like it's just an echo.
Right. No actual
somebody
thing.
lived some important shit in that house and left an imprint.
Yeah. The thing that surprises me the most about your residences is that your Victorian was not haunted.
No.
How old was that house?
1856.
Yeah. I mean, it had like servant stairwells. It had like the whole thing.
Yeah. It ticked every box.
It had the ladder going up to the, what was that? What's that called?
It was a library.
The library. What are those things called?
It's a turret.
Turret, yeah. Literally all of the makings necessary for haunted, including creepy cellar.
Yeah, super creepy cellar. Creepy cellar with a creepy cellar inside the creepy cellar.
Yeah, multiple cellars.
Cellarception.
Basically.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew the second we pulled up, I was like, this house is boring. Nothing's going on in it. And I don't know how that's possible. That should have been the most haunted house you lived in. You were gypped.
I was.
You were bummed.
I mean, a little. You kind of hope. Yeah.
So I think your mom told this story about maybe Jeremy or Danny, one of Kristen's brothers, going in the basement and seeing your great grandma?
Not great. Just our great grandma.
Great grandma?
They said they saw an old woman.
That maybe fit the description.
And I don't think it was my great grandma.
No.
Because I definitely
would have picked up on it.
I wouldn't have said, I won't say I saw, but I would, how I said like there were at least two things in there. I always felt one of them was an old woman.
Yeah.
That wasn't my grandma, and was like not pleasant.
Right.
Whenever I felt creeped out in that basement, I always felt that like old woman presence.
Ooh,
Yeah.
creepy old lady.
No.
Yeah.
I don't like
You know
that.
how that's like a unique feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, the question I wanted to ask is like I've said, and what is clear is my brother's also sensitive to things. How does your sensitivity manifest?
It depends. Like I mean, I've had different. Sometimes I get like a full, like a book, almost, like here's who I am, here's what happened,
Yeah.
like here's my like your guys' apartment.
Right.
When we did that was one of the clearest. Like I was just like I'd never like hosted anything like that before, where I tried to like run
A full
a seance on my own, and that was the first time that I heard like a voice where I was like, I'm not those aren't my thoughts, like I'm not thinking this name. Something is saying that name, but it's in my head. You know what I mean?
It's appearing as a thought.
And then like, as soon as we started using his name, it was just like bang, bang, bang of doors opening, and like it was crazy.
The sliding door open is still the most tangible like moment of shared paranormal activity for me, because typically I'm by myself.
Yeah.
So for you to be like, all right, I'm gonna go have a cigarette, and the balcony doors swing open when it's never been opened ever.
I've had lots of like poltergeisty stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're right. Like it's usually always when it's just you.
Yeah.
So
and
the fact that it was like
feel crazy.
all of us were there.
Yeah.
And it was so obvious. Like there was no other way that door could have opened.
No.
Like
and the exact door
somebody
that you were
had to
going
open
out.
it, and nobody was there.
Yeah. Not even close to it.
There was no living person near that door.
I was just happy. I was honestly happy he did something in front of somebody else, because at that point I was like, I am going to need to be committed.
Yeah, you had to think you were crazy.
I am fully insane, because Tanya wasn't experiencing anything.
And the fact that we went to that level, like where we were like, let's try a seance that we've never tried.
Yeah, I know.
But that's specifically why we didn't bring a spirit board of any kind. We didn't do anything like that. I was like,
I think me, you, and Mom being there made it as strong as it was, for sure.
I mean, Kristen
was there too, but the familial connection.
Yeah, no.
And the three.
Yep.
Always. We sound very witchy, but
right. But
we are.
Like,
it's fine.
I've said to her multiple times, and you got like I feel like Kristen is one of the most powerful natural witches I've ever met. You know, like so. Whenever she's around, stuff is always kind of amplified.
Right.
And the Ouija board night at the Lamont house, like I had her there and Danny there and Jeremy, so they're
three.
Their triad. Yeah. Then me and then Alex was home. So I mean there was just a lot of
too much
that
energy.
Familial energy there. All of them together, plus me. Plus, in the house where my grandparents, it was just a lot.
And Mama's side was definitely the side where these tendencies sprung from.
Yeah.
That was the house that he lived in. The grandmother that lived there was the one whose mother performed seances in Alabama.
And she also lived there for a while. That house. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. She did live there for a while.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I don't know if our grandmother ever participated in anything like that. I feel like she probably tried not to, but...
No, definitely. I don't think so.
No.
I think she went from stone cold atheist to stone cold Christian.
Yeah.
And with no gap.
I was going to say about the apartment in Chicago, like, I had not had any experiences there, but I'll never forget So we had just acquired 2 assistants. Izzy was an assistant, and then there was an assistant before Moosh. His name was Rue.
The superior assistant.
He was the best assistant.
He went to the HR office in the sky.
He did. And when when they were young assistants, I would leave my door cracked open at night to let them come and check on me in the middle of the night if they needed to assist me.
Yeah.
HR problem.
with kettles.
Always.
Of course.
She's the biggest person.
I
with
left
HR
my
issues.
door unlocked for late night cuddles with our baby assistants.
Yes. Wow.
There's lots of problems.
Lots of
there.
problems.
Oh, okay, well. Lizzie seems fine. She got promoted.
But anyway, yeah, that's what they do.
She
to
got
keep
a
them
promotion
quiet.
after she
13
was
years.
well behaved.
Yes.
But I would get like, not like normal, like, ooh, my door's cracked open, creepy. Like, there's the hallway feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I would get like
Panic.
really
yeah, you
scared
really hated it.
Yeah.
of the cracked door. And like, I still do this
With
in
Moosh.
this apartment. Sometimes I'll let Moosh or Izzy come in and check on me in the middle of the night and maybe give me cuddles. But when I leave my door cracked open, like,
Nothing.
nothing. Like,
No.
I'm not even like remotely like, that's eerie. There's
I
the hallway.
refuse to sleep in that apartment by myself.
Yeah.
You would be out till really, really late a lot of the times, but I could not sleep there by myself.
No.
I would have lost my mind.
Yeah.
That would have been the worst night of my life, hands down. It would have came for me so hard.
Ugh.
No, your room didn't feel too bad. I just don't know if it was just your total, like, mental block.
Yeah, where I was just completely rejecting it. I was like, nope, that's
Nope,
spooky. I don't
this
want
is
to be
not
here.
happening.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember kind of when I started talking back to it and getting really angry with it. That day that our entire balcony door was covered in spiders.
Yeah.
The whole balcony door, like we opened our blinds and it was just, you could not see through the spiders.
It was disgusting.
Well,
And then the next day they weren't there.
we had that at our Brainerd house.
Yeah.
The wall of our house, that literally that whole wall was just our bedroom wall.
Yeah.
Like the wall behind the headboard of our bed.
Mm-hmm.
And we kept getting big spiders in the house. And they're like, where are all these spiders coming from? And I went, it was like the little side yard bit that you never went on except to mow the grass.
Yeah.
And we went back there and literally the whole wall was thick, like Halloween decoration spider webbing, thick with spider webs. And there were thousands
Yeah.
Cool.
of them.
Yeah.
Big,
Cool.
little, like 4 or 5 different kinds, just
Yeah.
everywhere spiders
Yep.
on this wall.
Yuck.
I've never seen anything like it in my life.
Horrible.
You're like, oh, that
why?
explains it.
Why? Why all the spiders?
You had to move or burn down your home. That
Right.
was your only
And
option.
it was seriously why I faced my fear of spiders. Was that
You had no choice.
situation? I was like, okay, beneficial. They're beneficial. They're all. This is a wall of protection.
From all the other creepy bugs.
Yes.
No mosquitoes are getting in this house. That's
No.
for sure.
Just all of the spiders.
Mm-hmm.
It's been harder. I have a hard time with spiders still. I will save a cockroach.
Yeah, I've seen.
I
you
will
do
save
that.
I'll save a bee, but that's
Yeah.
for obvious reasons. I won't kill the bee. I'll let the bee. You're allergic.
I'm allergic to wasps.
Wasps.
I like
Yeah.
bees.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. So I'll protect the bees. Spiders. I'm sorry,
No.
I just can't. I can't let them live.
See, I'm the save the spider guy. I'm
for
gonna
you.
let me get it and I'll take it outside.
Aw, it's a
That's
gentle thing to do.
That's good for you.
I mean, if it's an evil spider.
I'm afraid it's gonna come back. So
And bring his friends.
yeah, no, I ain't got friends. She's cool. She's cool. She's cool. She's cool. She
Look at all
won't kill
these.
you.
Look at all these face holes we can crawl into.
Nope.
So the question I was leading to was, do you remember your first paranormal experience? Because I know mine was Yipper. Yeah, it was. He still came and knocked my door open and would climb into bed with me at night for a month after he died. And I was just like, this is normal. And it was not clicking to me that dog was dead and that wasn't normal.
It had to have been around when Mom May died, our great grandma.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first person's death I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And that just Mom had experiences with her shortly after that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the more traditional kind of horror movie situations where just like I always felt like there was an old lady behind me. You know?
And that's always how it is. She's always behind.
Yeah. It was totally like an insidious, like where you're like in the mirror and you look away from the mirror for a second and then you look back and she's there. It's what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like why? And then but if you knew the woman,
that made sense.
especially
she was a jump scare woman.
Knew the woman before she was the sweet fat old lady that we knew.
Yeah.
You know, like
was that how you'd see her? Would you
I would see her
as
like how she is in the picture I have of her
of
and Mama and Uncle Kenneth when
where
they
she
were
looks
younger.
like,
Where she looks like
the Wicked Witch of the West?
Yeah.
She looks
Like
Mrs. Gulch. She looks like
She-
Mrs. Gulch from Wizard of Oz.
she looks like a 1930s era gangster. Like
Yeah.
That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah. None of us look like her.
She's got this like smirk on her face, like try it.
Yeah.
You know, like
You didn't want to.
it's one of those pictures like I have to take down out of our guest room when
'Cause it's
guests
not
come
calming. Yeah.
because they'll be like, "Why do you have that creepy ass picture?"
Because it's cool. You want me to blow it up and put
She's
it over
like-
your bed?
She's like standing over them. It's just it's
Yeah, she's
it's an awesome picture, but it's also I get it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's
I
unsettling.
wouldn't really want to sleep in there with it either.
No. I still, and I know I was only like 3, but I still can remember her house for some reason.
I remember her house very vividly.
Very vividly. I still remember coming around the corner and her being like on her chair and needing toilet paper. I know that's a way overshare, but.
I could get far worse. I'm not going to.
Oh, I'm sure, but I remember we took her to a department store once.
I don't remember taking her anywhere.
It was a big thing because she couldn't get in the car. We had to wheel her.
Yeah.
And it was like like a southern department store.
Mm-hmm.
But not too far from her house, and we had to wheel her there. It was a very What's Eating Gilbert Grape moment. That's like all I
Oh, wow.
remember. But I was like 3 when she died, so I really should not remember this stuff. My first memories are of my very mean great-grandmother and the Michael Jackson Thriller video. And watching it through the closed doors while my parents watched it.
Wow.
And chasing him. I definitely remember chasing him.
I have very early memories of the Michael Jackson Thriller video too.
Yeah, in the Hotchkins house.
No, mine was at Granny and Papa's with Angie.
Oh, okay. So, was there any other correct? What did we say that was just flat out wrong?
I wouldn't say that we were ever Wiccans.
Oh yeah. Well, I think it's because you had books with that word on.
Yeah, we bought a lot of books,
Mm-hmm.
Most of which were complete nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just like it's.
You never claimed a religion.
No, I mean, I was raised like you were.
Yeah.
Southern Baptist my whole life. When I left hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I really just don't buy into any sort of man doctrinated religion, you know, like
Right.
it's all explanation for shit we don't understand, written by people that didn't understand it either. You know, like I mean, if pick the story that makes you feel good and that's great. You know, like I just don't need the story to make me feel good. So
Logic makes you feel good.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there's so much. Like, I love the mystery of the. I mean, that's why I'm into this shit. I love the mystery of the world. I love the shit that you can't explain. You know, like, and
Same.
but that's why I like it is because you can't explain it. I'm sure that there's friends of mine or whatever that are gonna listen to this and not believe a word of any of it. And it's like you can think that all you want.
Yeah.
You can tell me there aren't ghosts till you're blue in the face. Like, bitch, I've seen them. Like,
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
I know. I had one of my employees at my store tell me that anybody who believed in paranormal had a mental illness, and I must be really mentally ill.
yeah, like I mean, let's separate things.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am,
Yes, mentally ill.
Yes.
Yes,
But
also ghosts.
yeah, yes, also, but also yes.
But I've met a lot of people that would never ever
Believe in ghosts who are mentally ill or vice versa.
no, like who aren't like diagnosed with anything. They're like pretty healthy mentally.
Yeah.
And
We know those people?
Yeah, well, I mean, like my mom.
Oh yeah, okay. I think my question, another question.
I like
is,
questions.
Yeah. It helps you.
It helps me talk. Yeah.
It's okay. You would claim to be atheist, correct? Or you believe, or agnostic, believe in something,
okay.
but not
Again,
necessarily.
I'm gonna sound like annoying and
No.
whatever, but like I'm not big on labels.
Yeah.
On anything like. So if I say I'm an atheist, then there's a group of people that claim that title,
Right.
that are gonna be like, oh, he's not really an atheist because
He believes in this.
like
Yeah, that's a great point.
That's fair.
he believes in ghosts, like whatever. It's like I don't believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
I have experienced.
Yeah. I know that
I have
there are
experienced
ghosts.
things that have no other explanation other than what we call ghosts.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
We won't even label
if
the ghosts.
science comes out with something that's like, oh, this is why that happens, I'll be like, word.
Yeah.
This is why that happens.
Yeah. Cool,
We
that's
don't need to call it
interesting,
ghosts anymore. Like
The question I had is, do you believe in heaven, or what
No.
do you think afterlife is? It's a
okay,
it's a
afterlife
heavier
is one of those things where I feel like everybody would like there to be one.
Yeah, it's a very
So
comforting
it's really
thought.
easy to believe in one.
Yeah.
Because of nobody wants it to be over.
No.
And the like pot smoking hippie woo woo side of me is like, we're all energy, man. And
Yeah.
you can't destroy or create energy. It's just always there. So like we don't end. It's just a transformation of some kind.
Yeah.
I super believe in that.
Like, right. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the warmest, coziest way to think about it.
Right.
I mean, we're essentially all just matter.
Right.
Mhm.
But I'm serious.
No, I know.
And I think we've all met people that are like how are you 25? Like,
Right.
Okay, well, my daughter is a great
Yeah, she is a good
example of this. She's 12
No.
and she's not 12.
No.
Like she is one of the most mature, honestly, like a deeply cool person.
Yeah.
Like objectively cool.
Yeah.
Like anybody could meet her and be like, damn, like that's a cool kid,
Yeah.
Like how did you get that cool? She just is. And like the very definition of an old soul. Like
Yeah.
she's been around the block more than 12 times. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and we've all met people like that, and then we've all met the opposite of that.
Who are new.
People that are brand new.
Fresh soul coming
Like,
through.
I literally got here yesterday. What up?
I'm arrived.
Uh-huh.
Hi, I'm here. We know.
It's like
We heard the door slam.
Yeah.
It's like the Kevin the dogs.
I was hiding under your porch because I love you. Yeah. That's a new
Squirrel.
one.
Yep.
So when
Perfect example.
Yes.
The squirrel, the shiny squirrel.
yeah, exactly.
New.
No.
So when you experience things like Dad and our grandpa, do you feel like that's an echo, or do you feel like that's actually them?
That's where the shit gets blurry
Yeah,
for me, because most of the time it just feels like the presence, like we're here,
Yeah.
you're alone. And that's always that's the like the kick in the pants reminder I always get
Yeah.
from them is like, oh, you're all there is now.
Right.
And it wasn't until like the more recent stuff with Dad where I was like where it actually felt like an intelligence,
Right.
like he was actually still
Attached
there.
to
Like
that.
it wasn't an echo, it was him,
Right.
like
That's the
but that like
Yeah.
fucks with everything, like
right.
with every working theory I have on the subject,
Yeah. Like Dad, and I don't know if it's just because it's a comforting thought, but to me, like Dad's the first person who's passed and I'm like, he's somewhere. He feels like he's somewhere. And it might not always be here. And I don't necessarily believe it's like a heaven, but I don't believe, maybe it's just because I don't want to believe that he's just gone.
Right.
Well, this is going to sound so cheesy, and I apologize.
That he lives on in us. If you say that, I'll smack you.
But he is present in each of you.
She did it.
He is. So maybe when you're feeling that, you're actually feeling Nathan. And vice versa.
At least you took a left turn with it.
That's where I was going with it all along. But I do find that that's like kind of an interesting way to view it too.
Yeah.
It's like he isn't gone because
we're projecting him in each other.
I mean, it is odd that shortly after that was when I just got the overwhelming, like, nagging urge to be like, you should talk to your sister.
Yeah.
Which didn't used to happen very often. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean,
maybe
it's just a nice theory.
Sure.
Yeah. It is nice. I don't have I don't have a better explanation.
I always say that like when I think things like this, it's more because I'd like to believe.
Yeah.
And some things like that, where I'm like, this is what I like you were talking about, like with heaven, like it's hard to not convince yourself that something like that exists because you want it to exist so bad.
It's like I don't hate on anybody for their religion.
No.
It, like when it's at that level, like
it's
if
a comfort,
this is what you believe, like if you honestly believe it, like more power to you. Mm-hmm. The whole reason why I'm not in any religion is because I can't believe things.
Right.
Like I need to see it. I'm so tactile. I just can't make that faith leap, like, and I it's just not in me. Mm-mm. So anytime I've attempted religion, it's been a show, like it's been like Bethany talks about, like she, I was resaved, like, that happened to me too. It's like, and it was, I want to make this pastor happy.
Right. Yeah.
And then, but now I really like this guy. I'd like to make him happy too.
Right.
So let's do it again.
Yep. I want them to feel like they did a good job.
Yeah,
it was the pastor pat on the back.
And I mean, like part of it is, like you want the attention. Like everybody is. You
get hugs and presents.
You've done it.
And money sometimes.
Right. I mean, I don't remember getting money.
No, I don't remember getting money. I remember getting presents. But they were all like, "Oh, you guys got this off like the Christian bookstore."
It's just a huge endorphin rush, Like everybody, like you have all the attention, and everybody is, like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you," and like it's just.
I don't remember
a warm, fuzzy feeling.
I don't remember you getting saved or being baptized, but I know I was alive for it, but I don't remember it. Was it at?
There was one time at a Welcome Hill.
That's what
I think it was Revival Week.
Okay. Those were powerful, man.
And they were. Like, and I mean, it was like the third night in a row. And and for an hour at the end of every night, like, they're just reeling you in, you know? Like, and I'm surrounded by my parents and my grandparents, both sides. Like, and it's, everybody in that building, you know, like, and you've known them since before you knew who people were, like.
Right, and you're like, if I stand up and do this thing,
they're gonna be so proud of me. They're gonna be so happy. They're gonna feel like they did a good job.
and like the second time with Jim was more of an honest thing.
Yeah.
But it was literally because I just wanted
Jim to like you.
Yeah, I wanted his approval. Yeah. Like, because I did look up to him, like, and just beyond church, like he was just a good guy.
Yeah.
And that you want to get like, psychological with it, that absentee father shit, like has you looking for that in other people, like, and Jim was totally
Jim
that
was
person.
so
Like
a dad
Jim
figure.
was exactly like, you're the dad, like you're the I play sports and like whatever, and he still had all like the the church qualities that my dad had, so they were similar.
Yeah.
Just like,
That's an interesting, that's an interesting take on it, because maybe my love for Jim is because Jim made Dad more present.
Yeah.
Because Jim would be like, we're going to go do stuff, bring your kids.
Right.
And it would be time with Dad where we wouldn't have otherwise had. Ooh, daddy issues.
Yes.
Woo! We're changing
Ding,
gears.
ding, ding. This week.
On How Awful's Daddy Issues.
If you're filling out your Are They Single bingo card,
Yes.
Daddy Issues is right in the middle.
Typically.
I mean, who doesn't have them?
It's the free space.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
the middle. It's
Daddy
the free-
issues.
Everybody has it.
Everybody's got it. Yeah, I don't know. Dad is also the only one that I've experienced. I haven't experienced any of our grandparents.
Yeah. Just the men.
Yeah.
Like I said, like
Knighting you, if you will.
Jane that one time
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
tell me she wasn't happy with me, and
I would. Yeah. I mean, it could be whatever, but Jane, our grandma, always said, "Oh, if you see me, I'll be a dove." And she died before my high school graduation, literally. Like, but I had to skip my finals to go to her services. And yeah, darn. She really sucked because then I had to go in on a Saturday.
how dare she die and ruin your finals?
She did. She ruined my finals. She ruined my senior brunch. Very, very selfish.
Brunch. She ruined brunch.
I had senior brunch. I was the only one that didn't get to go because she was too busy dying.
Yeah.
The nerve.
She did have a lot of it. But on my college graduation morning, I was walking in the city, and these were not pigeons. These were white doves, and like a flock of them flew out in front of me, like very beautifully.
All Mission Impossible Tuesday.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Did they
John
poo on
Woo.
you?
They did not poo on me.
Thank God.
Although that is good
I
luck.
was gonna say that's good luck.
No.
So I don't know if that was Jane or if those were just very clean pigeons. They didn't look like pigeons. They were all white.
Well, that like that was how Dad came. For the longest time, like we had at his burial site was a large bush that was completely infested with orange ladybugs. I swear to God, like I've seen a million ladybugs in my life. I had never seen an orange ladybug
No.
before then. And then, so at the time, we buried Dad in Illinois. And then I go back home to our house in Tennessee, and our house is infested with them.
With orange ladybugs.
With orange ladybugs. And they bite.
So they're bastards. That's
Yeah.
that's
Bites.
appropriate.
But, I mean, seriously, like when I say
They're
infested,
adorable, but they're bastards.
like the corner of our room, of our living room, like that whole corner, all three sides, ceiling and the two walls,
Ladybugs.
black with
Ew.
ladybugs. Like hundreds
Oh,
of
weird.
them
wow, that's
in
weird.
the house.
I didn't know that.
And then you go to the outside of the house, and they're all over again, like the spiders.
Like, I was gonna say, you get a weird
all
bug
over the
draw.
walls. Yeah, and I don't
like
care
it.
for bugs.
No.
No.
But now we'll get them like one,
Yeah.
and it's usually like always in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be like one, and it's always an orange one, one orange ladybug.
Oh.
There's a lot
And
of.
we're like, oh, Big Daddy's here, like.
That's not what we called our father. That's
No,
what
but that's-
his children
yeah.
called. We're not that creepy.
And really, it honestly never caught on for me until after he passed away, and it was just because Nadia would consistently get sad.
Yeah. I'd say I'm his big
but
daddy.
like, what's
Yeah.
wrong? Oh, Big Daddy,
Yeah.
like so. That's how it like finally stuck. But I was very against it.
I didn't know the ladybug thing. I know there's been a few oddities at his gravesite, like the big storm that broke that tree in half that's right by his grave, and
I've never been there since we buried him.
everything. Well, there was a giant tree. That's one of the reasons I believe you picked that space. It was struck by lightning, and the branches fell on all of the graves, and literally did not fall in a perfect square around Dad's. Just left him alone.
Cool.
When his grass came in, those little tiny purple flowers grew over his entire grave. And purple was our dad's favorite color. He was buried in purple. He had pancreatic cancer, which is purple. Mom went there one day to leave flowers, and it was just covered in those tiny little, only his, nobody else's. I hate being there. I don't like being there at all. So I avoid it.
I literally,
Yeah.
I feel like I don't have any need to go there.
No,
Like, it's the weirdest feeling, you know, like.
he's not there.
I
to me.
picked it
Yeah.
on his wishes, you know,
Yeah.
like whatever. And it was like, once that was done, you know, like once he was in, I just don't, like what?
Yeah, I know.
It's a piece
It's
of
what-
metal with his name on it. You
That's
know,
how-
like
that's how
it's just
Our grandmother felt. She always said, give me my flowers while I'm alive to smell them.
yeah.
She had no interest in us going to
That's-
their grave.
like I want to be a tree.
Yeah.
Make me a tree, or give me one of them new mushroom caskets where they just eat me. Essentially, like I'm all for that. Have you seen those mycelium caskets? Really? Cool.
No.
They're
I'm
like
going to have to
alive.
do something weird
And it
with you is what
literally,
you're
like,
saying?
No, just leave me in the woods.
I'm going to have to do something weird with you is what you're saying.
There
Yeah,
are
nobody
places-
look. I don't have my dead brother in my trunk. It's fine.
There
You
are there
put
are
his ashes in the tree.
He doesn't want ashes.
there
he
is-
wants his body to be left to decompose with the
you
forest.
have options. There's the mycelium caskets. There's a funeral home. They handle everything
Mm-hmm.
just like normal, except instead of putting me in a wood or metal box, they put me in a
Mushrooms.
living mushroom casket that will eventually repurpose my body. Or
Okay.
there are other places that literally put you essentially in a burlap bag with other soil components and then put a tree sapling sticking out of said bag and then bury you in the woods. So you become that tree. That is super cool to me.
This is wild.
Because then you would have like a place, like everybody would have a place. Like this is
Good luck, Nadia.
Nate's tree. You know, like Nadia's all about it.
Okay, cool.
She loves trees.
Cool.
She loves trees. That's fine.
No, thank you.
Either way, I want to become a tree. Like if it's the mushroom casket, like put me in the ground, put a tree on top of that. Let me feed the tree.
Fun for me.
How is that any different than
I don't
going
know.
to a
It's-
rock with my name carved
I
in
don't
it?
like any of it. I don't like any of it, especially the fact that Mom already has her name on it.
I mean, if you can Spock me.
Spock you?
Yeah, just shoot me out into space in a tube.
Okay, that one I like. Like, can I use those like t-shirt guns at concerts?
Yeah.
Will that get there?
It's got to make the sound.
Yeah.
Do the wave!
Oh God. Yeah, no, you're not. I don't want to. You're not missing anything. I will say that every time, like literally every time, I drive down Archer when I'm home, there's this very calming, like standing on the porch waving feeling when you drive past that cemetery.
Yeah.
Like Dad's on the porch waving. That's all. So every time I drive past it, I cannot stop myself and be like, "Hey, Dad," and then I out loud and I keep driving.
I literally haven't been anywhere near.
No.
Like,
And you won't be until it's Mom, and then we'll both collectively do a 2-for-1 psych ward admission.
if I'm ever back,
Yeah.
I literally have. What reason do I have to go to Willow Springs ever?
I don't know. I mean,
The closest I get is going to Donna's in Lamont, and then I could take the 10-minute shoot down that road. But
you won't go down Archer again. Would you ever go on the
I
Archer
have
Avenue
no
tours?
problems with going
Okay.
down Archer again. I just literally don't have a reason to do so.
Fair. You said that
Just
apparently.
getting warmed up.
Apparently, we have a listener in the UK named Jason.
Yep,
Who should
Big
I
fan.
call big fan?
big fan.
Big fan. What's up,
Hi,
Jay?
Jason.
Yeah. And it sounds like he lives in a fucked up house.
His house is definitely got some stuff going on as well.
He told you some stories about it.
Yeah. Most of it is pretty benign. I mean, none of it is
It's
malicious.
like
I
light
guess.
stuff. And,
Yeah, they've got a haunted lamp that I actually have a video of. We could probably get his permission to post that if you
For
want.
sure.
But apparently this lamp has like been in multiple different houses. Totally fine. Normal lamp. Been in different rooms of this house. Totally fine. Normal lamp. plugged into one spot in one particular place, flickers, goes crazy, disco ball, becomes a very active lamp. Their house, the living room, specifically like one spot of their living room, will smell like cigarette smoke.
Oh.
Nobody smokes. Nobody's ever smoked since they've owned the place.
Mm-hmm.
But the people that lived there before, like they were able to buy the house because the family, it was, you know, it was like grandma and grandpa's house.
Yeah.
And they had raised their kids there, the grandkids, whatever.
Okay, yeah. Past through generations.
Grandma passed away, and then within a few months, grandpa was inconsolable, you know, and so they moved him out and sold the place, and then he died shortly after that. Almost everything that they've experienced is some echo of like their life. Like he smoked like crazy, you know, so that was the craziest thing that's happened to them was I think their youngest kid just turned 2. So, or, you know, a year and a half or so ago when he was still an infant, they had him on the baby monitor and he starts fussing, and Jason's wife, is getting ready to get up and go deal with him.
I'm not gonna.
And you just hear, shh.
No.
And the baby stops.
Oh, no.
And this was not like the baby never stopped for anybody but one of the parents, you know, like
There's
whatever.
a lot of like baby monitor hookups.
Right. So Jen gets up, she goes, she checks. They have 2 other sons. She goes and checks both of them. They are still like tucked into bed, fast asleep, clearly have not gotten up.
Yeah.
Jason was in the bed next to her. No other person in there to shh the baby.
Yeah.
I just like this.
Yeah, right?
No.
That was the one I knew you guys would.
No. I hate the baby monitor shit.
Yeah.
Did they ever hear anything like that again?
I don't think so.
No.
But like Jen can't even talk about it to this. Like it still freaks her out.
No, I would be like, there's no more baby monitors in my house. I'm just gonna rely on the good old ears.
Call me if you need me.
Yeah, no. If I don't hear you, oh well. You'll self-soothe. There you go. Learn early. It's sleep training.
It's sleep training time.
No. Fuck them
Revisit
kids.
this on a later episode of Serial Killers where we talk about nature versus nurture. We used to just leave him screaming in his crib because fuck that shush.
No, this is gonna be a totally separate podcast called "Fuck Them Kids." Fuck them kids.
Same title, different.
No, it's a different.
The first How Awful spinoff.
Yes.
Them kids. How awful.
Yes.
Oh God, not those kids. Yeah, have you ever heard of the Black Eyed Kids?
It sounds from. I feel like I've
Not
heard
the
a
Black Eyed
podcast
Peas.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like these like demon children that like have like no whites of their eyes and it's just black, and they like lure you, and I don't know what happens after they lure you because nobody's ever survived it.
Like it.
Anything having to do with creepy,
It's like the let me in
let's be
kids.
honest, kids are creepy.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
kids that are like, let me in,
They're just too new in this world. They still got like half a foot in the other side and can see shit and hear shit, and I don't like it.
I think demons.
Children are demons?
Little black-eyed kids.
Oh no, yeah, no, but it's just children in general. He's what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, no, children are creepy.
Yeah, the black-eyed kids demons, but children in general.
Sorry, my brain was still on the black-eyed
Yeah,
kids.
it's fine.
All the worst movies that are creepy, there's a kid involved.
Yep.
You know, like The Exorcist, Rosemary's Baby, The Omen, then take it to be Child's Play and all this. There's a little kid involved. Pet Cemetery.
I was thinking
Come
Pet Cemetery.
on. Like,
Yeah.
Salem's Lot.
Yep. Children of the Corn.
That made me scared of every cornfield.
What was the
And
one?
our whole state is cornfields.
What was the one with all the blonde kids? He wanted to say The Village, but that was the
What? More
Shyamalan
context.
Ding Dong movie.
More context.
Creepy blonde kids.
Okay. Is
Horror movie.
it a period horror movie?
I don't think it's a period.
Did you see The Witch?
Like
The movie.
Yeah.
You know which one I'm talking? The one.
A24 one, yeah.
I don't. He
Yeah,
doesn't know
yeah.
my studio. I don't think.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
actually.
okay.
Thanks.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, I'm a big fan of that movie. Actually.
Oh, we hated it.
I'm not surprised.
No,
Joey
no.
loves it.
Yeah.
It's like Joey's favorite.
I get why. I get why people were big fans of it. I was not a big fan of it.
I desperately want a goat to name Black Phillip.
Of course.
Of course. The goat that absolutely no one goes near. Are you Black Phillip? No.
What?
She's not Black Phillip.
Oh, no, she's not Black Phillip.
I desperately want to
She's
own a farm where all we have are black animals.
That'd be cool.
That's very,
Black goats, black
it's very
sheep,
gothic of you.
black, yeah.
Hot Topic Farms.
Yes, Hot Topic Farm.
Hot Topic Farms. There's a winery, too.
Yes, where they serve black wine.
Mm.
That'd be dope. How do you do that? Really dark grapes? Like really?
Lots
really?
of tannins.
Yeah.
More tannins.
Barrel aging.
I don't know anything about this.
Dip Izzy in it.
What? No! We're not repurposing Izzy.
HR, don't listen.
For the blackness.
She's the HR department now. I don't know if you heard. She got promoted.
She's now the whole HR
She's
department?
the whole department. I'm
The
not
last
sure.
I heard she was an HR issue. Now she
Yeah.
is the entire HR department.
She's
I
the-
feel like that's a bigger issue.
It is an issue. I've been over this with her, but she still did it. She still promoted her. Oh, then.
Moose just playing with the wine.
Did you have
Pork.
any questions?
When you guys did the
Seance?
Ouija board, the seance at
The
your
Lamont
grandfather's
house.
old house, the Lamont house, was that when everything stopped or amped?
I don't really think anything changed
Okay.
after that.
Did it ever?
That was kind of one of the biggest corrections, I guess. It was
Yeah.
like everybody kind of made it sound like we made things worse by doing that.
Yeah.
And it's like, first of all, we would have never
Done that.
done it had we not known what we were doing. Everything was fully protected and like to the extreme of having like salt circles and everything. Like
Yeah.
there was if we had have brought anything in, it wasn't going anywhere. That night was like just one of those perfect nights for that shit. You know, like it was Halloween night. It was super stormy, windy, you know, like you could just go outside and it was just very active.
Yeah, it was like spooky.
And yeah, like I mean,
That
Jeremy
shit does amp up activity because it's nature.
Jeremy
supply
and I
and
went
energy.
outside, and I mean, like, and this isn't like a nature area. It's you know the most packed cookie cutter suburban neighborhood ever.
Yeah.
But we went outside the house, and you could like hear and feel this whatever. I won't put a name on it, but just whatever energy was there,
Yeah.
like rushing around the house. Like
Yeah.
you could hear it like a car doing laps at NASCAR or something, like just around
Yeah.
the place. And like we were like staring at it like, whoa, you know, like
Yeah.
geeked out about it. It was crazy.
Did
It
you
was
ever?
just one of those nights like where everything just lined up and it was
You had to.
You're right. Like honestly, like we spent the next couple of years like trying to make shit like that happen again. You know, like
Yeah.
and it never did, you know, like it was just, you know, like that house, that time, everything, the people that were there, it was just like a tuning fork, I feel like, you know.
Yeah. Did you ever feel anything in that back part of the backyard that Mom always said she felt like something was standing there watching her when she would be at the sink?
Oh, at the Lamont house?
Yeah.
I never felt
Like where
anything.
Papa's garden was.
I never felt anything in the backyard. It was always the garage and the house.
Well, maybe
And
what she
like
was feeling
the
was
garage
from the
was always like pleasant. Like I always felt like that was like the
safe place.
like that was where like Papa was. Like that
Yeah.
was like where the refuge, like we can be here because it's too hard to be in there. You know,
Right.
like there's just too much.
He created the safe space.
Yeah.
No, when you said car, this made me think of it. When we were living in Regency, did you ever experience anything on German Church Road?
I don't think so, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking about it when I was listening to your guys' episode about it. I was also like the most dulled I ever was.
Right.
You know, like I was drinking a lot.
Right.
And, you know, like.
You weren't mentally present.
Right.
To
Like, it was the least into this kind of stuff I ever was.
For sure.
Like,
I was just wondering if ever, because you were out late a lot.
No, I mean, like, I'm sure.
Yeah. And it just didn't register to you.
Just, you know.
If you could investigate one place in the world, where would it be and why?
I think I would want to go. I can't, like, name it. It would be the castle in Scotland where, like, we have ancestors that are still, like, entombed there.
Yes.
You know, like I have pictures of their crazy sarcophaguses and stuff. Like,
That's crazy.
I figure,
That's really
I
cool.
feel like it would be cool to be in a place that, if it's haunted, it's probably haunted by people that were distantly related.
That's
to us.
crazy.
And just, you know, anywhere over there is going to be super cool.
Definitely.
But yeah, like if I could get like locked in a place overnight,
It'd be that castle.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I want to go for the scariest possible
I
situation.
know. No, that's a good one. That's a good one. Do you have one that you've like seen that you would be like, that would be cool? Well, you kind of just do what I tell you.
Wow.
When it comes to exploring haunted places, it's more like, okay, I guess we'll go do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have to be paranormal?
No.
Like,
Yeah.
because like you're an alien head, so why
True.
not like Area 51 or something
Oh,
like that? You know?
yes, I would very much
Yeah.
like to check out Area 51 and really know what's going on.
Is Area
Right.
51 like the only place like that? Because that just
No, it's the
You
one.
can't even get
It's
close
not
to it.
even what it is. It's
Yeah.
like the one that they let us know about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you
But
guys,
whatever the real thing is.
the Pentagon confirmed like last week,
I know, and everybody was just like, okay, go about your day.
yeah, that the videos that did leak were actually UFO
Yeah.
videos.
Oh, yeah. I've followed that
Yeah.
pretty crazy. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it was in
That's just an
one
unidentified
of the more recent
foreign
stimulus
flying object
bills
or whatever.
was, you know, an earmark where they have to disclose everything they know
Yeah.
within a certain amount of time. But they're gonna do it like this, where it's like,
Oh, by the way.
Oh,
hey,
you guys are distracted by aliens.
yeah, it's like, so this happened in Syria, and aliens are real, and this, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They salt bay that at the end of something
right,
tragic.
just right off.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's,
Aliens, yep.
Delicious.
No, thank you.
I don't want to encounter aliens. I just find
You just
life outside this planet very fascinating. And
Absolutely.
I want to know more.
Like I said, I'm not stupid enough to believe we are the only inhabited planet and the only intelligent beings. I just don't want to meet them.
see, like, okay, so
There's,
here's
like, thousands of
this is
emails.
my question for you that I feel like has not been properly explained on the podcast.
Okay.
Like, clearly you don't like aliens.
No.
And what I equate that to, how I explain that
Okay.
for you,
Uh-huh.
is that it's just like, it makes your brain hurt.
It makes my brain hurt.
Like-
yes.
Like, there's no, you can't possibly believe that out of all the stars and all the planets on those stars that we are the only
Nope.
intelligent living things.
Definitely don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's literally the only acceptable reason
Oh,
I
yeah.
can accept for not like being super into aliens.
And I've said that time and time again on here. It is not that I do not believe that they exist. I know that they do. They scare the living shit out of me. I can't explain why. There's no confirmation that they're mean or evil or going to take over the earth and kill us all. It scares me. I can't explain it.
I honestly don't think we have anything to worry about.
No,
Like,
I
they're
don't-
clearly there, and if
Yeah.
they are there, they probably don't give a shit about us. 'cause
No.
Who are we to them?
No.
You know what I mean?
I
Like-
feel like our planet has a bigger chance of invading theirs and doing what we're
Word.
afraid they're going to do to us.
Yeah, that's always been an idea of mine.
My favorite
Oh, is it?
my favorite alien theory is that like Mars used to essentially be Earth,
Yeah.
and we got to a point where we fucked it up,
Yeah.
or something natural fucked it up. Asteroid hit it,
That's-
something, whatever, and a slim population of those people were able to hop over to here.
Yeah, that's essentially the Lemura and Atlantis theory.
Right. Yeah, and that's
Which is on
and
Earth.
right, and that's kind of where you get That's where you get all the ancient civilization references to
Ancient
to
aliens.
alien people that look like us, kind of, like.
Yeah.
And honestly, I kind of joke about it, kind of don't, but I feel like that might be where white people came from.
Yeah.
Because everywhere you
Yeah.
go on Earth, indigenous people are not white.
No.
And so, those are going to be the closest to the original people from those places.
Yeah.
So, are you telling me that the only place where the indigenous folks are white is, Scandinavia? And we went from there to fucking everywhere?
Yeah.
How do we get everywhere?
Right. That's what I mean. I don't
There you
know.
go. There you met
That's
aliens.
my theory.
You're an alien.
I'm an alien.
And
Yeah.
I just want to take the opportunity
Yes.
to put in my application to be a substitute host if you ever want to do alien-based episodes.
Yes.
Because it's not fair
I know.
that
Everybody
the
makes me feel
co-host
bad.
of the Weird Stuff podcast doesn't like the weirdest stuff of all.
Did I not placate? I did
You
it
did,
last
yeah.
time. And I didn't cop out of it. I did it.
I was there.
She thought she was married to one and had its baby. We went there.
Yeah.
I did it. What's your how wonderful?
That the Pentagon admitted that there was aliens.
Word.
Obviously. I was actually saving that for my how wonderful, but we got into it and I was like, I'm
Sweet.
spilling the beans.
Nice.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
For you.
I think I know what your how wonderful is.
Not aliens?
Not aliens.
I mean,
Just weirdos.
just weirdos. Yeah. I think I'm going to not do a blanket how wonderful. My how wonderful is I've lived here for 10 years. I never go to the beach. I got to go to the beach yesterday and I didn't hate it and I had good company and we just sat there for 3 hours talking and it was nice.
Getting super sunburned legs.
Super
Yes.
we have I have weird sunburn on my feet and on the top of my head. But hey, we're here.
Yep.
We did it.
Mine will also be beach related then.
Yeah.
We got to see a pod of dolphins.
Yes, we did.
A seal and a whale
Yeah.
all in the same visit.
Who needs an aquarium when you
And-
can just
and-
go to Malibu?
Exactly.
We did not move.
No.
Except to go see how cold the water was.
It was freezing.
Newsflash, it was fucking cold.
Yeah. Yeah. And we watched seagulls completely attack a family's popcorn.
That
Oh,
was the highlight of the trip.
It was like 20 seagulls. It was just like fucking popcorn.
We
basically.
literally saw them coming from a half mile down the beach. It was like, where is this flock of birds going? And it went right over our heads
Yeah.
to the next blanket over
Yeah.
to rip into a freshly unopened bag of popcorn.
like not me.
And when they
Started
ran
doing
to
shit.
save their popcorn, the seagulls, like, they backed off, but they all were, like, watching her, like,
and swooping in it.
yeah.
Like,
it
you gonna
was-
move?
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
How do we get to the popcorn?
Yeah. Also,
Find your angles.
any native Californians who have not driven down Mulholland Highway, highly recommend it. In either direction.
It was great.
You hit everything.
It's what cars
Yeah.
are made for.
Yeah. It's a super fun road. You get to see. Are you in Arizona? You don't know. Are you in Utah? You don't know. Are you in
You
California?
could be on Mars.
You don't know. You could be anywhere.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Good times.
So, absolutely. Anyway, you do the spiel because you don't mess it up.
Okay, no pressure. Here I go.
Don't mess up. Go.
You can
I'm
find us.
watching you.
Oh, he's got his eyes on me.
See?
You can find us at www.howawfulpodcast.com. You can also find us on the social medias.
All of them.
We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Search for us at How Awful Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, where we are working through some transcribed episodes for your hard of hearing friends.
How many times do we have to promise that before it's real?
I mean, we've been doing it. It's just a
Yeah,
slow
it
process. But search for us on YouTube. We don't have the handle quite yet. So we're at How Awful Podcast. You can also check out our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/howawfulpodcast. There you can help support us, and you get special goodies by being a Patreon, like blog entries and videos, links to things, and all that
I'm
jazz.
one.
Yeah.
Nathan is a
Nathan,
patron.
thank you for
And
giving
thank
us
you.
your money.
We also
Please
have
take
a
my
goal
money.
set up there where we're looking for more patrons to join us and to support us so that we can fund trips to haunted hotels to stay there overnight and whatnot. So if you want more content like that, join us on patreon.com/howawfulpodcast.
You know what should be an additional Patreon? Is we should do a bonus episode of us reading what the transcriber thinks we're saying.
Oh, that would be great.
It's something else, man.
That's a good one.
It's very wrong. We would sound like we're speaking Simlish.
We would. We'll think about that one.
Be entertaining.
That might be a lot of work too, but we'll figure it out.
Just like a 20-minute slice
Just like of best of.
how the transcriber got it wrong.
Yeah. You can also email us at howawfulpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us your experiences. We want to read them live on the podcast, as I'm sure if you've listened to other episodes, you have heard us do. If you do write into us, please let us know your pronouns and whether or not something in the email is just for our eyes and ears only and not for the podcast.
Oh, what fun is that?
Yeah, not to be read aloud.
Yeah,
I think
that's it. You did it. You did it. You fucking did it.
Yeah, I really
You really
did.
did it, yeah. I really did it.
Wow.
What did you
Okay,
do?
I'm sufficiently spooked. I'm gonna watch the Mighty Ducks Game Changers in bed.
But yeah, me and Nate have watched about 13 episodes of 90 Day Fiancé the other way.
Mm-hmm.
The other way.
It's a good day.
Yeah, that's all we did today.
That's fine.
Woo!
That's
That's all we did. That's all we did. We did not eat snacks, and there was no pots.
I want a donut.
But there are no donuts.
There are no donuts.
What are you talking about?
Oh, sorry.
Did you not hear the part where we said we did not get snacks?
No,
There
there
were
was
no
no
weeds.
snacks. No weeds.
Well, we're gonna go find a donut now, right?
No.
In our home.
No.
Somewhere, maybe there's somewhere.
No!
Okay, well, I've been Tanya Lee.
I'm NBA.
I'm Nate.
I'm Nate.
That's Nate.
That's Nate.
Thanks for coming to our podcast.
Shh.
Oh!
As always, we've been B and Tanya Lee. Our logo was created by MJ Savard, and our theme music courtesy of Nikki Lou.